welcome back. I'm Jenny,
And I'm Amy.
and we're a Daughters Love podcast. And as you can see, we both have our Fierce Mama shirts.
Yes.
Um, I got the tangerine one, and you got, I think, is it like the natural
I think it's
or
called
the cream
natural.
one you said?
Mm-hmm.
And so you can see the begonias for my mom and the
Yes.
lilies for Amy's. And so we want to thank everybody that purchased either a t-shirt, a hoodie, or a tote bag. We really appreciated that. So we partnered with Spread Good Shot to do a fundraiser for FAP research and for Alzheimer's research. Unfortunately, we did not meet our quota though in order to be able to receive the donation amount. To make a donation for that, but we're in talks with Spread Good Shop, and we've got a lot of different exciting things down the pike. So stay tuned. We'll see what else we can do.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Amy, I'm going to hand it over to you because I know you've been going through some things.
Yes. So I have been going through some things lately. I have two best friends that I've had forever. And one of my best friends recently lost her dad to cancer. And it was really difficult for me emotionally, just because we had grown up together. She lived right down the road from me as we were growing up. We spent lots and lots of time at each other's houses. So my parents became like her parents and vice versa. So this man was very special to me, even though, I hadn't hung out with him regularly in many years, but I would consider him my second dad. And he was just a really, really funny, special man. And my dad and I went to visit him before he passed, um, as he was pretty much on his deathbed. And one thing, about losing my mom is I do feel like it's prepared me to relate to other people. I don't think that I would have been comfortable going to speak to him on his deathbed if I hadn't have went through that with my own mom. Um, so it's just kind of made things, I'm not going to say easier because easier is not the word at all, but it just kind of prepares you a little more um, for what to expect. And, I just, when we went to the service, I was very emotional, not just because of what he meant to me, but because of I just had so much empathy towards my best friend of the feelings that she was feeling at the time because I had been there myself.
Yeah.
And, I knew in my heart, like my heart just hurt for her because I knew what she was feeling because I had been through it myself. So I feel like it does kind of prepare us a little more to to be there for other people. Like for instance, I texted her a couple of days after he had passed and I had said, "It feels weird, doesn't it?" And she said, "Yeah, it really weird." Because I remember that being one of the things that I felt, not just the grief and the sadness and all of that, but just the weirdness of not having that parent anymore. It's
Yeah.
it's it's strange. It's a strange feeling, and I always say it's a new normal. I don't like using that, but it's the truth. It is a new normal.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
just being able to text her or check on her a few days here and there, and say, "How you doing today?" Or, was today rough? Or, just things like that. I feel like it kind of prepared me to be there for her. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, that was a major thing that has went on the last time we talked. And I know we wanted to kind of talk about our own dads. of
Yeah.
how we've been talking about that a little bit. So I'll let you go into that.
Oh, I feel the same way you do. It's um like I always would say before to someone like I don't even want to imagine because I could imagine what it's like, but I hadn't lost a parent yet,
Mhm.
but I knew it was something that, I have this intense fear and crippling fear that I had to work through
Yeah.
in therapy before losing my mom. And it made it more manageable for me. Like
Right.
I felt like I could survive through it, whereas before I didn't.
Mhm.
Um, but now, like how you said, like you kind of, instead of it being one of my worst fears and I'm imagining it, I know what that's like. So when people lose someone like a parent, and even I've even felt like this way kind of like as far as a spouse. Like I had a friend that lost his wife recently, and I haven't lost a spouse,
Right.
but I've seen my dad lose a spouse,
Sure.
my mom. And so I even in that level, like I felt like I could relate better than what I could
Mhm.
before because I hadn't had a parent lose their spouse.
Mhm.
So I know I really like absolutely what everything you said just resonates with me. It's
Mhm.
um but then some of the things that we were talking about like with like how it's changed my relationship with my dad, and it's like we have a deeper connection
Mhm.
and we're there for each other, but it's also changed some of my behavior. Like so I have security cameras, and now any clip that my dad is in, I save it.
Mhm.
Whereas before, like if it was someone I knew, I would just delete it. Like, okay, that's not anything that I need to keep in case something
Right.
happens or something.
Mhm.
Oh no, I'm like, oh no, no, you never know.
Mhm.
So I have tons of clips of my dad now just walking across my yard.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
But, like, hearing him on the phone or,
Yes.
just walking or us walking
Mhm.
together, things like that, I I cherish because seeing a video of my mom when she was alive, it means the world to me so much more now.
Of course.
Um, so I have all these different I didn't used to say voicemails, but if my dad leaves me a voicemail now, I'm like, "Oh, no," you know, I have one voicemail that I found of my mom's, and my mom would gripe a lot. She she got irritated often. So even when she wasn't, like, irritated at me, she'd call and complain about whatever it was, and,
Yeah.
um, after we lost her, I went through my phone to see what voicemails, I could still retrieve, and so I kept all those and downloaded them, and I just have voicemails of mom complaining about something.
Hey, that's okay.
Yeah, because it's like it's her voice. It was so I keep my dad's voicemails and all these clips of him walking, and I even I had gone through and I forgot that like I okay, so I have an Apple and I love the live photos because you can edit and change it to like a better position.
Yes.
And one day I don't know what happened, but I was messing with it, or I just all of a sudden like this memory popped in, and I was like, those are like recordings, and it's like they'll play like a video.
Mhm.
And I went through all the photos that I had taken during that time with mom at the hospital and the hospice facility,
Mhm.
and I made some videos from some of them, and I always like would delete duplicates because I mean I don't why do you need a duplicate?
Yeah.
Well, now I'm terrified um to not delete now and just
Mhm.
have duplicates because there was one where I took a picture of my mom when so that I told them to take out the NG tube. She was off the vent, and I took a picture of her, and I was like, "I'm gonna get your picture, Mama,"
Mhm.
and she smiled at me.
Mhm.
And so the photo that I kept, you can hear me go, "Oh,"
Oh.
something like that. Like, but I remember what I said was like, "Oh, Mom, are you smiling?" Something like that. Well, I deleted that duplicate, so the second part to what I said, I don't have anymore.
Oh. Yeah.
Like, it's still really cool, because like you can see her smile, like her eyes and everything kind of shift and to make us smile.
Mhm.
And I still have like that verbal reaction, that for that caught off surprise part that I had from her.
Mhm.
But um but I deleted the duplicate of like her, like me finishing that sentence and me, or I finished the sentence and then she smiled again for me,
Mhm.
to like to tell me, "Yeah, I am smiling. I'm
Yeah.
smiling just for you." It wasn't something like a, you mistook my facial expression. No, I really am smiling.
Right.
So now, like, that's kind of another thing. I'm like, "Hmm, do I want to keep this duplicate or not?"
Yeah, yeah, you're probably second guessing yourself
Yeah.
of, "Well, want to refer back to this," and I'm the same way. I keep my dad's voicemails, and even if it's just one that says, "Hey, I'm just calling you back," I don't care what it is. I'm just keeping
No.
it because I know that one day I won't have his voice anymore, and
Right.
I think it makes everything so much more precious to you,
Yes.
just because you wanna preserve all of that, you wanna freeze
Mhm.
that moment in time, and you wanna keep that and be able to go back and look at it. So I get everything that you're saying because 'cause I'm the same way. And
Right?
yeah, I wanna savor every little thing I can keep that I can look back on.
Yeah. Because
So
it just I think it, like you said, like you treasure it more, but
mhm.
also it helps you feel closer.
Yes.
Um, and I'm like you, like it's not only a new normal, but it's a before and after.
Right.
Um, so there's life with mom, there's life after mom, and
Mhm.
every little thing like that makes me feel more connected to her, to when I was with mom,
Right.
instead of in this new normal.
Mhm.
That yes, I'm doing well in it. I've gotten to a good place and I'm managing well, but yeah, I sure don't really like it though.
No,
Not like before. I like the before better.
we're definitely like the before better, but we're dealing with the after. Yeah.
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 So everything that kind of can take us back to that before,
Mhm.
we cling to.
Definitely. Yeah.
Have you noticed any other changes to what you do now, or maybe are more focused, like you're kind of like more intentional about?
Well, I have a little grandson now. And he was born in February, and he's named after my dad. He has my dad's middle name, which is
Mhm.
really, really precious. And I don't get to see him a whole lot because he lives in another state. But the times that I do get with him, I mean, I just try to soak it all in. And he has met my dad a couple of times, and there's one picture of them together where I put Lynn's little hand on top of my dad's hand, and I took that picture,
Oh,
like, just a comparison, and it's just so precious. It's so
that
precious to me,
is.
and I wanna get it framed and keep it forever, but, you know, now just having, like, a new generation, I really wish that Leland could have met my mom because she would have been head
Mhm.
over heels for him. He's really awesome. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, just becoming a grandma, it means so much to me. I mean, you know, people talk about it and you just don't know until it happens to you, like how much love you can have for this little guy. So I know it's really just having him has made me want to soak up so much time with him that I don't get. But also it's caused me to I really want him to know my dad, because that's his
Mhm.
great grandpa and that's who he was named after. That's his namesake. And
Mhm.
I want my dad to be able to have some really special times with him. 'Cause you
Yeah.
never know. I mean, you don't know how much longer
Mm-mm.
we're gonna have our dads. And,
Right.
and we are so much more aware of that, both of us are now,
Mhm.
of we've talked about that, about what are we gonna do when we lose our dads? Like, it's just
Mhm.
I don't even wanna think about it. Um,
No, no,
I
right?
don't I don't even wanna, like I'm so close to my dad. I was a very difficult teenager. I don't know how he put up with me, but he did. But we made it through all of that. That could be a whole 'nother
Right.
segment right there. But but we made it through. I don't know how he put up with my shenanigans, but, you know, here we are today. Um, but yeah, that's one thing. I want my grandson to know his great grandpa
Yeah.
and to have some special time with him. That's just so precious to me. I mean, I think
Mhm.
back of having the time with my grandparents, and I mean, that was just some of my best childhood memories are being with my granny and gramps.
Yeah.
And my boys were always so close with my parents, and I wanna be close to my grandson. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, just wanting to make those memories, wanting to preserve that, wanting to have that quality time together. It makes, losing somebody so close to you, it makes every little thing so precious.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. And I totally get that because, like, you want that relationship between them,
Mhm.
not only for your dad, but also for your grandson. Like,
Yeah.
and I know, like, he's not young enough really to have memories
Yeah.
yet, and that will be a ways off. But I
Mhm.
know, like, you want him to have those memories. You want him to have that. So
Definitely.
later down the road, it's something that he can cling on to, like how we cling on to our grandpas
Mhm.
and our mamas and our
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I totally feel you. I was like that with so when I was married before and
Mhm.
I left my husband at the time that I moved back home with my parents
Mhm.
while I figured out where I was going to live,
Right.
what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Um, and so, and I went through this whole thing, and my parents didn't care. They were like, "You can live here the rest of your life if you want to.
Yeah.
Like, you just make the attic yours." Or, we talked about, oh, should we like build like a little small house, in the back of the pasture for me, or like,
Yeah.
should we try to make a add-on to the house, or like, what should we do, or should I buy a house, or
Mhm.
um, and so during that time period, I decided I wanted to have a professional photo family session.
Mhm.
And we hadn't really ever had that. Like we had at the church that I grew up in, that my parents went to, like, they had those photos
Yeah.
for the directory.
Uh-huh.
And those aren't very fun anyways. So,
Yeah.
like we didn't really have a professional
Uh-huh.
session. So I booked us a session and I had it at their house. And that's, just like we had it before, like your parents' house is like the one that you grew up in. And so it has like all those special memories. And the
Mhm.
same as for mine.
Right.
Um, so it was like a really cool session for me. Um, because I just absolutely like that's my happy place that I go to
Right.
is my parents' house.
Me too.
Like right?
Mhm.
And so a really special session for me. And we haven't had a professional one. Well, I mean, okay. Dad and I have since because
Mhm.
we had one with mom's cat Luca.
Yes, I loved that. That was really
It's like
neat. Yeah.
they did so good, but it was like, but we hadn't had one between those two times. And
Mhm.
so after losing mom, I was so grateful for that session.
Mhm.
'Cause they're just like really great photos and they just capture things so well because um, a lot of it are candid photos. The photographer that I use, I really like her style. And so it was something that I just really have clung to
Yeah.
are those photos. And so I really wanted that for my partner, Mike's mom.
Mhm.
I really wanted that for her, and I wanted it for my stepson
Mhm.
because of that whole like I wasn't necessarily anticipating how much a professional photo session was going to mean to me after losing
Right.
my mom. Like we had tons of photos together,
Mhm.
but I don't know, just something about that. It just really, and so it was like, I have to do this. I have to do this for your mom, Mike. It's
Yeah.
like, I need to do this.
Uh-huh.
And, and I'm always like, one of my kind of priorities is or fears or whatever word you want to use, is I really want that relationship for my stepson and his Mimi. Like,
Mhm.
that means so much to me because, that time for her. And then also, like, if we lose Mimi, like, you know so that he can look back on those times and
Right.
those pictures.
Mhm. You'll have the
And of
pictures.
course, yes, and of
Mhm.
course, like, she has other grandchildren, and I want that for them too, but I'm
Mhm.
not as emotionally invested in that as I
Of
am for my
course,
own
yeah,
stepson.
because he's your stepson, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's been a big thing that I'm just like, and Mike, he's like, "No, we do this or that." And I'm like, "Okay, okay, just make sure. Just keep doing that then, I guess." And
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm like, "But they just need to spend as much time together as they
Yes.
can."
It makes us realize, like, is how precious these memories and this time is, and, you want that for
Mhm.
everybody, you know?
Yeah,
Just there's so
is
many emotions attached to those pictures and stuff,
mhm.
just going I mean, we have tubs and tubs of pictures, as you know, we went through
Right?
some family pictures, and just, you pull out a picture that you haven't seen in 20 years, and it's like, "Oh my
Mhm.
gosh," and it's like they're just gold,
Oh, yeah,
they're
absolutely.
more precious than gold, and it's like
Mhm.
it's just thrown in a tub. Why didn't I have this in a nice album, out where I could see or framed or,
Yeah.
now I just
Mhm.
one thing real quick, I
Yeah.
really and we've talked about this before too, is like making an ancestor wall of their
Yes.
photos, and we're having some renovations done on our little house and stuff. My house is how old is she? 94? My house is
Oh,
old. I
wow.
live in a really old little cottage house. Um,
That's
but yeah, so we're
crazy.
having some work done, but once the dust settles, that's one of my projects. I want to have like an ancestor wall. I want to do that with my husband's family, my family. I just want to start building that on the wall and just have it displayed every day, and not in a
Yeah.
tub, not just a picture thrown in a tub in the attic or in the hall closet. I
Mhm.
want those pictures front and center. So that is a big project I want to work on soon.
I love that. I can't wait
Yeah.
to see it too.
Yeah. It
I
might
wanna
take
hear
me a while.
stories.
Yeah.
That's okay, but I can't wait, and I'm gonna come up, and I wanna see it, and I
Yes.
wanna hear the stories, but for each photo, like, oh,
Yeah.
it sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
It's going to be
That's
fun.
kind of that's kind of what my bookcase is, like, part of it is kind of, like, ancestral,
I love
like,
that. Well,
the first 3.
like we said before, you and I, we have so many parallels, and one
Mhm.
of them
We
is
really do.
we're very sentimental, and
Yes.
so just to have all those little mementos, those little knickknacks, whatever they are, it's it's important, and I think it's really cool that you have that stuff on display.
Yeah, it was this is actually so this was my aunt's bookshelf, one of my
Uh-huh.
aunts that, helped raise me on my dad's side,
Uh-huh.
and so I have, like, because 'cause I've lost, so I lost my grandpa, my mom's dad, who helped
Mhm.
raise me, and then my, I lost 2 aunts on my dad's side,
Mhm.
and then, one uncle-in-law, which really I consider an uncle, but
Mhm.
I think it's weird to say that I lost my aunt and uncle when they were married, because then that sounds incestuous. So
Oh, yeah.
I clarify when I'm talking to other
Yeah.
people that don't know, like,
Yeah.
But anyways, so I got all of these little things to try to help, that was precious to me of theirs. So, like,
Right.
that baby doll is my mama's baby doll. That
Oh.
was She had a very sentimental attachment to that baby doll. She was like, "Somebody has to take care of this baby."
Oh, I love that. I love
I'm like,
that.
"Okay, mama." Yeah, she was like, "You guys better not get rid of that." I'm like, "Okay, mom."
Yes, and you have it proudly displayed. I like that.
I do. I
Mhm.
do. I put it in a an outfit that I think must have gone back to when she was a kid, because the outfit it was in, uh, like recent time was a much more modern outfit. So I put it back in like an old timey one that I found with her stuff.
Oh, I like that. That's really cool.
So I totally feel I know. And what's so crazy to me is to imagine, because we are so similar and so many parallels in our lives,
Mhm.
is thinking back on, I mean, because we didn't really get to, I mean, we met, a decade ago.
Mhm.
We or a little bit more than that, but we didn't really connect until last year. Like, so I think back about like what life would have been like if we had gotten to have a much sooner relationship, and not just a decade ago, but like growing up,
I
or
know.
in our like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, um what that would have been like. I think it would have been absolutely amazing. But
Yeah.
I think about that because every time I think you learn something about me and I learn something about you, and we're just like, oh my gosh, me too.
Yes. Yeah, it's very cool. I think it would
It
have been
is.
so fun to, have gotten to spend time together when our grandpas were still
Yeah.
alive.
Oh my gosh, that
Yeah.
would have been really neat.
Yeah.
Love fishing.
I mean, I miss my grandparents so bad.
Mhm.
They meant so much to me. So I know how much your grandparents meant to you as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, that would have been really cool.
That would have been. Oh my gosh. And we're gonna have to do an episode about our teenagers because I want to hear these stories. It sounds like you have stories.
I don't know about that. Let's just say I was a little hard to handle. I have apologized to my dad, and I'm like, I'm sorry I put you through all of that stuff, I don't know what was wrong with me. I was just wild and crazy. And he's like, well, we made it through, and we've got a good relationship now. And he's very much for his he used to always say as I was a teenager, okay, we're going to wipe the slate clean. We're going to start over. I mean, my dad's just an amazing guy. Yeah,
Yes.
I love him so
Yeah.
much.
He's got such a good heart.
Yeah, he
He's
really does. He's a big teddy bear. Yeah.
That reminds me of, so we had my dad and I have a conversation on a pretty regular basis about how, so my parents always said that you do the best that you can with the information you have at the time.
That's right.
And which I totally agree with. I mean, it makes sense, right? You can't do things you don't have information
Right.
about, and and hopefully you're just doing the best you can in the moment. And that
Mhm.
changes with as things change. But um my mom would say this, and my dad still says it, about how they didn't always make the best choices with me.
Mhm.
And I think that's weighed on them. But and we just had this conversation just yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. and and one thing that I learned, when I had my mommy daughter time with mom at the hospice house, just me and her,
Mhm.
is I was telling dad, is like, everything that we went through, everything that I always wanted to change, everything I hated about my life, I would go through that again because that would mean that I have mom again.
Mhm.
Like that would mean that I get a life with mom and with you
Uh-huh.
again. And I would go through those things over and over again and just repeat my life,
Yeah.
that I would get to be with you guys again.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I also learned that, my parents, for me, they were perfect. Does that mean they didn't make mistakes? No. Does
Yeah.
it mean they don't have faults? No.
Right.
It's like they are perfectly imperfect.
Mhm.
Um, because every mistake, everything that they did that I didn't like, every hardship, every single thing is what led to make me who I am,
Right.
and the relationship that we had, and the relationship I still have with my dad. And so for me, that's all perfect
Mhm.
because if they had made different decisions, and maybe at the time it would have been less painful or whatever,
Mhm.
um, I don't know, that could have changed things and I would be different.
Right.
And I like who I am in my
Uh-huh.
life. And
Mhm.
so to me, all of that, was like, no, no, you guys were perfect.
Yeah,
You guys are perfect.
it brought you to where you are today. It made you the person that you are. Yeah, and I always think of um when you know better, you do better.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, none
Yeah.
of us know what we're doing. We're just out here winging life, you know. Like
Yeah.
with me raising my three boys, would I have done things different? Of course. Of course I would have done things different. But I mean, I'm proud of the three young men that they are. You know, I don't have to worry about them taking care of themselves or, you know, knowing how to provide or they're big hunters and fishermen and
Mhm.
you know, I don't worry about them in that way. Like
Yeah.
they're country kids and they know what to do. They know how to survive and take care of themselves. So, I mean, did I have a part in that? Somewhat. I mean, their dad had a big part in the hunting and fishing. That's not really my realm. I would rather fish than I don't hunt. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but you know, I'm just you know, it made them who they were today.
Mhm.
So, and I'm sure they look back and they're like, "Oh, mom was so mean to us." I'm sure they think that, but it's all out of love. I just love them.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You
it's,
just do the
and I
best you
think
can.
absolutely. And it
Mhm.
is, and it's like, I mean, it makes sense to me. Like, it's one day they'll look back and, um, hopefully many, many, many years from now,
Mhm.
and they're gonna think the same things that you and I think about from our moms,
I hope so.
and it's, um, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, it's so weird, like how you were saying that how it losing a parent changes us and how we view the world and how it affects our relationships with other
Yeah.
people. Um, it's just a weird, surreal, mind blowing, and boggling
Mhm.
thing to experience.
Yeah.
I,
It is. It's a very strange new life without mom. But and another thing that we could maybe talk about in the future is how we've made like new holiday traditions.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean because it's just not the same. You know, we've got Thanksgiving
mm-mm,
coming up and so that's going to be different. You know, my mom always cooked the huge meal and she always outdid herself. She was an amazing cook and you know, we've got Christmas coming up and you know, just how it's had to be different from previous years.
mhm,
But we're making it. We're making new traditions. We're doing different stuff and we'll get through it.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Well, so Thanksgiving and Christmas last year was both for all of us our first ones
Right.
without our moms.
Yes.
So what did you guys do last year? Like what did you guys do different?
So for Christmas, we used to just go all out and buy for everyone, you know, and we really scaled back. We really made it more of a simple little gathering. And we
Yeah.
played Dirty Santa, which was fun. So, you know, you get the gifts. Everybody knows how to play Dirty Santa. You know, you can steal from whoever. But we hadn't done that with mom. And so
Oh,
I thought that would be something different, maybe a little fun, maybe to kind of lighten the
mhm.
mood and so
Yeah,
that's what we did last year. And it was different. I mean, did I still feel a big hole missing? Of course I did. But
sure.
but it was just maybe a new tradition that we'll start. And we may do something different this year.
Yeah.
I know the day after Thanksgiving, we have
Mhm.
plans to go ride the Polar Express in Branson.
Oh.
So,
Oh, how
you know,
fun.
maybe we'll start doing that every year. I don't know. I mean, I'm up for anything. I just I wanna remember mom, but I wanna have a good holiday with family too.
Absolutely.
There's
Is
always
that
gonna
going to be
be
the
a piece missing. It's
sure?
just it's always gonna be there in the back of your mind, you know? What if
Mhm.
mom was here? But, yeah, we've made changes for the holidays, so we'll see how this year goes. We may do something different, I don't know.
Take it as I think, like, some ways it's made me go better with the flow is
Yeah,
not something I've ever been good
me
at.
neither. Yeah.
Up for a little change. Is the Polar Express gonna be the first time you guys get to go this
Yeah,
year?
yeah, I've never got to do it, so, yeah, and
I
dad's
haven't either.
going. Dad's going,
Oh,
so I don't
I
know if
love
we'll get him
that.
to wear his pajamas or not, but we're talking about wearing our pajamas on the train, and he was
Oh,
joking about wearing his Scooby Doos, and so we'll see what happens, but I think it's
yeah.
gonna be fun.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Growing up, we had the traditions of so my mom's family, like, they always had to celebrate on the day of a holiday. Um, and there was, so we always did that mainly usually at our house.
Mhm.
But so we usually had Thanksgiving and Christmas on the day at our house.
Yeah.
And then my dad's family, they didn't do anything as a the whole family for Thanksgiving. And so they always we always had to do a different day for dad's family on Christmas.
Yeah.
And so we usually did it like earlier in the month. Um but my dad's family is pretty much all of them are very laid back.
Mhm.
And so they didn't care. They're like, whenever you guys want to, it's fine. And
Mhm.
so that was kind of what we did. And then um so holidays with my mom's family were very dramatic, and they left my dad and I with very bad memories of
Yeah.
holidays. They were always very stressful. Mom was always super stressed out, especially if she was hosting.
Mhm.
And so we don't really have good memories
Yeah.
of those times.
Mhm.
So about though in like 2015 though, when my one of my great uncles died, we decided that we were done doing that. We were not we were
Mhm.
gonna do what we wanted to do. And at that same time, that was the same year that I moved back home.
Mhm.
So we started doing the tradition of for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, we would go out to a restaurant, the three of us,
Yeah.
usually to a Chinese restaurant, and we would have dim sum. And that was like a special thing for me and mom because
Mhm.
dim sum portions are too much for one person.
Okay.
Um, because like it usually has like two or three servings of something in there, and so and dad doesn't really like any of that stuff. He's more of just like a entree Chinese eating person,
Yeah.
and so it was like a really cool treat for me and mom. Like we just loved it, and we would just get different things, and then they give you the total at the end to see how much you spent.
Yeah.
So then when I met Mike, though, then that kind of changed everything again. So it was like, well, what do we do now?
Mhm.
So I usually we have Thanksgiving lunch with his parents, and then his family celebrates Christmas on Christmas Eve.
Mhm.
And so then like that left Christmas Day for my parents. And my parents, like, they don't care if it's on the day of a holiday or anything
Mhm.
like that, and neither do I. That doesn't matter. But with losing mom, though, it was kind of like well, what should we do now type of
Right.
thing. Like dad, because my parents were always welcome to join at Mike's family's things, but they
Mhm.
didn't always go. But it's like, so are you gonna come to this, dad? And if not, what should we do? Like,
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah.
and like even like their anniversary, their wedding anniversary, I'm like, we should do something. Like, just go get coffee or something. Like, I just don't want to leave you alone on that day. Like,
Right.
not that I need to spend the whole day with you, unless you want to. Then I'm
Mhm.
happy to.
Mhm.
But I feel like these different days that you celebrated with mom, especially those first ones. Like, I don't. I want you to have some of a good current.
Right.
experience,
Yeah.
not to
Yeah.
sit at home thinking about all the times before. And so it's
Mhm.
to how we do things, like little things and big ones. It's just kind of a trying to navigate everything
Right.
and find that new flow.
Find the new flow. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, and of course, like my dad, he's like, "Oh, I'm okay." And I'm like, "Are
Mhm.
you?" I mean,
Yeah.
I know you're an adult and you're a big boy, but
But we still
you
worry
might be
about them.
yes, exactly. I'm like, but you might want company.
Yeah.
If you don't want company, then okay, I won't push it. But
Mhm.
you might want company, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah. I know we've talked about, my dad's brother that moved in with him, my uncle,
Yes.
and I just that has been such a godsend, I think, for both of them because my uncle lost my aunt 3 days after we lost mom.
Oh
And
wow.
so, yeah, my uncle moving in with my dad, I think it's been really good for both of them. It keeps both of them busy. They go to church together. They're always cutting down trees and working on something. They've always got some kind of project going on and they just stay busy and so it's helped so much just to
Yeah.
know that my dad has somebody there keeping him busy and he's not lonely. Because
Oh, that is.
I was really worried about him, you know. I mean,
I'm sure.
my gosh, they'd been married for so long, you
Mhm.
know. It would have been what, 54 years, I think. Anyway, yeah, long time.
Right? It's
Mhm.
crazy. Well, I know it's easy as a caregiver, right, to smother our loved ones
Mhm.
because we worry about them and we're just trying to look out for them and make sure everything's okay.
Mhm.
And it's very easy for our love and our concern to come out as smothering. And I
Mhm.
think when you lose one parent and then you're left with just the other one who you have a close relationship to, like we're at even more risk now because we have that extra layer of concern of, but
We do.
something might happen,
We do.
you know?
I'm always worried about my dad being on the tractor and he doesn't take his
Hmm.
cell phone with him and it's like I'm trying to mother him, like, "Take that phone with you. What if you
Yeah.
fall?" What anyway.
Right. Like I just, yeah. And so I'm so glad for that too, that your uncle, like, because then it takes some of that concern that you have off, like you said, some of that worry,
Yes.
and it gives him a little bit more breathing room too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure he doesn't care for me, like, "Well, what are you doing? Where's" micromanaging his time. I don't wanna do that.
One time I called my dad and I was like, "Hey, you weren't answering. Are you okay?" He's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, I haven't heard from you today, and you usually respond to me about about something." And
Uh-huh.
he's like, "We talked this morning," and I was like, "Oh no, no, I had called the next day, like freaking out on him, and he was like, "We talked last night before bed," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I forgot. All right, well, all right, fair enough.
Okay.
I'm glad you're okay."
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, "What? What do you mean you haven't talked to me for a day and a half and you
Mhm.
haven't heard anything?"
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that we did talk before."
Yeah.
Okay, I'm less concerned now, and plus I know you're alive and you're
Yes.
fine.
Yeah, I kinda freak out sometimes when my dad doesn't answer his phone. I'm like,
Mhm.
"What are you doing? You're my dad. You're supposed to answer the phone when I call." Like, "What are you doing? That's so important."
You're retired, you're not at work.
Yeah,
I
answer
mean,
the
yes, you're doing
phone.
other things, but
But he stays busy, and I'm so
yeah.
grateful for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's so important even just in general, like, that someone has someone that keeps them busy because
Mhm.
that gives such a sense of productivity, right? So
Right.
our mental health, but then it keeps us going physically.
Yes. Yes.
So and that helps too, of course,
Mhm.
with the grieving process, staying busy.
Yeah.
Of course, I always like to caution people, right? Because like you don't want to be so busy that you're not processing,
Well,
but
we
it's
talked
good
about
to
that last
yeah,
time, how I
yeah,
was distracting myself with all of the work. Just go, 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 go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do
But it
that.
definitely no, not to that level, but it's definitely good to be busy though because for those mental and physical reasons, but also because that way you're not just dwelling and ruminating and everything either.
Mhm, mhm.
It's a hard balance, of
Right,
course.
right.
It's I'm going to edit this part out. I can't remember what I was thinking.
Oh. I know, I'll be going and I just totally lose my train of thought. Oh, well. We're human.
We're human. Well, so like I know my dad started volunteering, and it was about 6 months after losing mom that he felt ready to add something different to his plate.
Well, that's good.
Um, and he's really been enjoying that. That's been when he stays busy with projects around the house, but this
Mhm.
gets him out of the house and
Okay.
gets him doing things. And so one thing that I've seen change is in my behavior also is so I'm used to like talking to my dad, and I would talk to my mom too, or at least she'd be on speakerphone. So she
Mhm.
was there. I knew she was there. Um, but like I would talk to them almost every day pretty much. And if not by like phone, then I would text at least with my dad because
Mhm.
my mom was not very good at texting. Now she
Yeah.
texted her friends with no issue most of the time, but me, no.
Oh, okay.
I'd give her the hardest time, and she's like, "Well, I was busy." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you were texting your friends.
Yeah.
You
What
could
about
answer
me?
them. Yeah, but you ignore me."
Yeah.
But anyways, it was one of those things. But so, and I usually saw, and I still do, like I'd see them like once a week at least.
Right.
But now with my dad, so I see him still at least once a week. But if I go like halfway through the week and I haven't seen him, I'm like, I need twice a week, Dad, to see you
Mhm.
because I start missing you, even though we talk every day.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm like, I go 3 or 4 days without seeing you, and then I'm like, well, I miss you.
Yeah.
He's like, we just saw you, and I was like, but I miss you, Daddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been too long.
I know. I understand. I usually call my dad on the way home from work. Like I have a
Mhm.
commute, so I call him on the way home from work quite a bit. So, yeah.
I've done that through the years. Like I would, because sometimes I would have like an hour-long commute.
Mhm.
And so I didn't usually call my dad on the way home, but I would call him on the way to work. And I've
Mhm.
done that for, off and on for for several years since
Yeah.
with my career. But of course now, so I changed to a different clinic, and I
Mhm.
know how to get to work. Um, but I think my brain fog between grief and different health conditions and age is so much worse.
There's a lot. Yeah.
So yeah. So if I'm on the phone when I'm driving to or from work, then I get distracted, and
Uh,
I am now like my mom, and I miss turns.
I do that
And
too.
so
I'm good at that.
yeah. So I can't talk to someone on the phone. So when I do, usually I'll talk to him on the way to work.
Mm.
But there's some it's to the point that I'll message him or I'll call him, and like one of the first things he'll say to me is, "Did you get lost again?" And most of the time I'm like, "Yeah." I realized I had gone too far when things started looking different.
Oh
Just like I
gosh.
had to turn around.
Yeah.
It's like that's not the landmark. I don't usually see this landmark. What
I've done that several
street
times,
am I?
talking on the phone, and I miss my exit, and I got to turn around, and I've went several
Oh,
miles out of my way. Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
I know there was one I was going to an old clinic of mine, and I got distracted, so I didn't take the right exit off the highway. So I was like taking the back roads, and I know enough that I'm like, I may not know every street, but I know that I can eventually find a street that I know, and I'll eventually get to where I need to be.
Yeah.
And so I took this whole long detour. Um, like I ran into a dead end, so I had to make the different turn. I couldn't keep going straight. I ended up in an industrial park,
Oh no.
and then it turned into pastures with hay bales, and
Uh-oh.
I'm like, I'll be there. I just don't know where I'm at right now, but I'm heading in the right direction.
I'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I'm like, I'm learning a lot about this area that's in the city,
Uh-huh.
You wouldn't, why are there so many hay bales, right? Not too far from the highway.
Oh my gosh. It's like, am I out in the country now?
I know, I was like, "What?" Well, it's like it kinda gives me this whole new, appreciation for my mom, right? Like, because
Mhm.
it was you can't you can't talk while you're driving because 'cause she'd miss the turn.
Yeah.
So now I think about her and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well," and I've learned, so I have my mom's car now,
Mhm.
and, the right-hand turns, it's hard not to run over a curb, and so I told dad, I was like, "Well, I absolutely understand now why mom always was hitting curbs. Like, the design of this car makes it very hard not to hit a
Mhm.
right-sided curb."
Yeah.
Like, we all just thought mom was a bad driver. No, it's the design of this
It's the
car.
car.
It's because my car that I gave my dad did not, like, it's a different design, so I'm like, "It doesn't have that issue."
Mhm.
It's this, "You give me back my car, and I won't hit that curb,
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
But you put me in mom's car, and I'm gonna hit the curb."
Yeah.
Those things that were just like, "Oh, I get why they did that now."
Yeah. Now I see why.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm. And I know lately I've been like, I feel like I'm turning into my mom.
I have said that on several occasions. Some of the things that come out of my mouth, I'm like, "Okay,
Mhm.
I'm turning into my mom." That's okay. It's alright.
Any of those things, like, so have you said any of those things around your dad? Like, the things that come out of your mouth that's like your mom?
Um, I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's been a couple of things that I've said,
Mhm.
and I think I've said a few times like, "Well, mom would have said blah blah blah." I can hear
Uh-huh.
mom saying, blankety blank
Yeah.
or some of her little sayings that she used to have. She had some funny
Nice.
ones.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mhm.
Has your dad had any reaction to it? Like, especially if you didn't say, like, "Oh, a mom would say this," or "Mom would be thinking this." Like, if you when you've said those things that she said, did he have any reaction that you could
Yeah,
tell?
we just laugh. We just have a little chuckle about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that.
just a little
I
just a little moment.
Yeah. I know, I think it's so neat, like, it's kind of a like, getting to grieve with your remaining parent about
Mhm.
your lost parent uh is an experience in itself, like, like, I'm so grateful that I have my dad to
Yeah,
process it with, but it also is it's a bonding experience, right? Not just because 'cause you're remembering together.
yeah, yeah. It's weird to have one without the other.
Mhm,
Yeah.
and it's has your dad, like, told you things that you didn't know before? Um, like, for okay, so, like, my dad, he keeps telling me
Mhm.
all these stories or things about my mom that I don't think, like, he really thought about, and then until he lost her,
Oh,
and
that's
then
interesting.
he'll be like, he'll tell me, like, how mom was, like, when they were dating and just kinda different things that no one ever said before to me,
Oh, yeah.
and I think it's, like, it's just things that have been on his mind, and he's, like, remembering as he thinks back and everything, and so he shares it with me. So, like, I've been learning all kind of, like, these different things about my mom that I didn't
Oh,
know, and so it's almost kind of like getting to know her before me
that's
type of
cool.
thing, 'cause
Yeah.
a lot of the stories are from, before I was born.
Mhm.
Um, has your dad done anything like that?
Mm, we haven't really talked a whole lot about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get him to tell me some stories, though. I'm
Yeah.
sure he's got some.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet he does.
Yeah.
Well, and it's kind of interesting, like, my dad, is a little bit more freer in sharing things with me about my mom,
Mhm.
I think they just were things that didn't come up before,
Yeah.
and they're just kind of on his mind, but it's, uh but then it also gives me, like, this kinda, like, new glimpse into her life and
Mhm.
about her and things, and so it's been interesting,
Yeah.
kind of his freedom of speech and his just retelling of things.
Uh-huh.
It's been
That's
kind of neat.
cool. Yeah.
I think it's funny how our dads do too. You know, not only like in their grieving process, but just and how their relationship with us,
Mhm.
how things change.
Yes, for sure.
What other types of traditions have you guys been making differently?
Mm, well, for Thanksgiving, last year, we went to, my aunt on my dad's side. We went over
Oh,
there and spent
yeah,
Thanksgiving with them, and we're gonna do that again this year, so here in
nice.
town, um, so we'll do that. Um, I really need to start, just on a side note, I really need to start getting my mom's recipes out, and
Oh my gosh.
because I have her old little recipe box, and Thanksgiving just
Mhm.
makes me think of that. But she would
Yeah.
always make, like, pumpkin rolls, she was just an amazing cook, and I'm sure I can't measure up to that, but I think that's something that I would like to start doing is getting out her recipes and just kinda bringing some of those back, you know?
I think that's a great
Mhm.
idea.
Yeah.
That is awesome, and it's so funny that you mentioned that because my dad's been giving me my mom's recipes.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, and I love it too, but, like, I have so many boxes of recipes
Mhm.
now, and I'm not someone who cooks.
Well, I used to cook a lot, but I don't anymore in my
Yeah.
older age. I don't I'm just not into it anymore.
Mm-mm.
But
Mm-mm.
I wanna get back into that. I wanna
Yeah.
start, well, especially for the holidays. I think I wanna start making, like, one of her dishes and taking that to
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
I think that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't started it yet, but I need to go. I want to go through all these recipes. I want to keep the handwritten ones,
Yes.
and then if there's any that like I remember her doing like or that I really liked, I want to keep those. But I plan to get rid of most of them
Mhm.
if they're not a handwritten one.
Yeah.
But I haven't. It's not a task I've started. I just kind of like okay, I'm gonna put all these here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a future project. I haven't like you're talking about like photos like just everywhere. Um
Mhm.
I haven't I think I finally went through the last box of photos that my dad gave me, but I was just
Mhm.
like I looked through them and I put them back in the box and I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do with you guys yet. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna because I took all of them and I organized them into like by year
Mhm.
and I put them like I got a plastic container and so it fits like 1,000 photos in this carry case.
Yeah.
Um, but now I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, that's a box that we're gonna put somewhere
I
else.
have several boxes, that are, like, to be dealt with later.
Hmm.
I have
Right?
lots of
It's like,
those. Lots of
yeah.
I have lots of good intentions, lots of
Hmm.
plans, but, finding the time to do all of that is another story.
Oh, absolutely. And
Mhm.
then the emotional capacity to do it, just because some of those things it can just really bring back a lot of good memories, but also
Yeah,
trigger that grief again.
yeah, yeah. I don't wanna go in a spiral of, depression or grief, but, when I'm ready, I'll
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think really, I think you really hit it there. It's when you're open, like you keep yourself open to things like that for like allowing, then your mind, your soul, your mom
Mhm.
will tell you when it's time
Yeah.
to do it.
Like, even now, talking about the recipes and stuff, just seeing her
Mhm.
handwriting, it it really gets to me, seeing her
Mhm.
handwriting. I mean, I love
Oh
seeing
yeah.
it, but at the same time, it does kinda trigger some grief, so
Sure.
The recipes are gonna take me some time to go through because a lot of hers are handwritten.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's, like, that's one of those things that draws you, like, closer, that deeper connection because it's her handwriting.
Mhm.
You know, it'd be different, I'm sure, if it was like you were reading something she had typed up,
Right. Yeah.
you know, it's just that
The
it's
personal
clinging.
touch.
Yes,
Yeah.
clinging on to that what was really her,
Right.
that tangible
Yeah.
part of what was her, yeah.
Yes.
That's like with, when I was making videos from the live photos, one of them was, her breathing,
Mhm.
uh, at the hospice house. So it was not regular breaths, but the fact of hearing her take a breath was just amazing and heartbreaking, but it was
Mhm.
like, that's my mom's breath.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we breathe around each other all the time,
Mhm.
but we don't pay attention to each other's breathing, but then when it's like when that's all you have left
Yeah.
and to be able to be like, "That was her," I mean, that's not her normal breathing, but
Right, but that was the last of
that
her. That was yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's that makes sense that seeing the handwriting. It's
Mhm.
I think the first time, like, oh, I'll have, like, a box, right? And I'll be like, "Mike, don't get rid of that box. It
Mhm.
has mom's handwriting."
Yes. Yep. And just, like, finding birthday cards or something, that she's handwritten, you cherish those
Mhm.
more, you know? I
Absolutely.
mean, I don't know how many birthday cards I've thrown away in the past, but then when I find one and I see her handwriting, it's special.
Mhm. Oh, it
You
is,
just
yeah.
wanna keep
There's
every little thing.
You do, and it's
Mhm.
like there's a jar in my fridge where mom made Mike some candied jalapenos for Christmas one
Oh.
year. And, you know, she wrote his name on there and wrote what it was. And so, like, it's the jar that mom made,
Mhm.
and it's her handwriting, and I'm like, "Don't throw that jar out, Mike."
Right.
Like, and
Right.
don't wash that jar because I'll wash it because you will get the label wet.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
That doesn't go in the sink.
Right.
We have to, like, preserve it.
Mhm. Yeah, you wanna preserve everything.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It's one of those. There was So your mom made pumpkin rolls, and it made me
Yes.
think about, my mom, she would make a bunch of candies at Christmas to give out.
My mom would make
That
the
was
hard candy too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like the hard cinnamon candy.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. She had certain
Make your
things
mouth
that she would make.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
That was My mom had all these, like, holiday tins because she would collect them, and then she'd put all the goodies in them and then give them out to people,
Mhm.
and we got rid of all those tins because I mean, yeah, they were mom's, and that's what she did with them, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna carry on. Throwing out her friendship bread starter, like, that was a bittersweet
Oh, yeah, I
moment
bet. I bet.
because it was like, yeah, it's like, neither one of us are gonna continue this, but it's her last the remaining of her starter, but, I mean, you can't keep everything.
You can, and yeah, it's hard to decide what to keep and not what to not keep. Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, I thought about, like, giving it to somebody, but then I just thought, "Well, that seems like more effort."
Mhm. Mhm. Well, it just made me think of this. I have my mom's, Christmas apron that she made, and it's got I think it's little poinsettias on it, but yeah, I'm gonna wear that when I cook for Christmas this year, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
uh
well, the fact that she made it too makes it even more
Yeah,
special.
she used to sew all the time, so some of the clothes that she made, me and my brother, we've
Mhm.
kept those. They're still hanging out in the closet at mom and dad's house, and yeah, just
That is so
the
cool.
handmade stuff, that stuff's really
Mhm.
special.
It is. Oh my and to have, like, still have clothes from your childhood
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I have a few little
Wow.
dresses that she made me, and yeah, they're precious.
Those are. And I
Mhm.
could just see you, one day if you have a granddaughter, passing those on to her. I could totally see
That would be
or
cool.
or at least photos with.
Yeah, yeah, just to put it on for a photo, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Sometimes it's yeah, it's like one of those things, like, eventually you'll inherit this, but I'm not quite ready to part with it, but
right,
you can borrow it type
right.
of thing.
I wanna keep it for now.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Mhm,
it's still yours one day. I know that's how I am, like, with my jewelry, that I have had made from my great aunt or I inherited it from my great uncle gave me that was my great aunt's, and I'm like, to one of my cousin, her kids, I consider them my nieces
mhm,
and nephews, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not ready to part with this, but one day
yeah,
this will all be yours.
yes, yes, right.
But I don't want to part with it yet. Just know
Yeah,
one day you'll get those.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, I have a ring that my mom gave me, and she had told me, "Now, when you're married for 25 years, you can have this ring." So
Oh
and we
wow.
were married 25 years in February. But,
Oh my
yeah, so I
goodness.
have a ring that was hers, but it was originally her mom's. So that
Oh
ring is really special. I don't wear that one. I've got that one put up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now was that the same rule that her mom gave her that they had
Yeah.
to be married for
I
25 years?
believe
Oh my
so. I think
gosh.
she got that ring when she was married 25 years. I'm pretty
Wow.
sure, and I think that's
That
why
would
she
make
told me
sense.
that. Now, when you're married 25 years, you can have this. I remember her telling me that a long time ago, and I'm like, "Well, mom, I made it to 25 years."
Yeah.
Yeah, almost 26 now. Mm,
Oh my gosh, that's so
mm,
awesome.
yeah,
I just imagine, like, the history to that ring too, like, makes you wonder, like, how far back that tradition goes.
yeah, yeah.
That's so
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, I have like, my dad gave me, like, any of the jewelry that I wanted of mom's, but, like, her wedding ring got stolen,
Oh,
by someone in the family, um,
oh,
from what mom told me. She told me it was a family member that stole it.
oh.
Um, so I don't have she had the coolest wedding ring because it looked like a flower.
Mhm,
It had like a because it had like 2 leaves, one on each side, and then like a diamond in the middle.
mhm.
So it was just really unique, but, um so I have her jewelry and stuff, but none of it's, like, necessarily, like, historical like
Yeah,
that, like, it has memories of, like, "Oh, this was mom, and she looked so cute in these because
uh-huh.
my mom was kind of flamboyant sometimes, she loved the big hoops, and she
Uh-huh.
loved the bright colors, and, um but that's so cool, though, about that ring. I'm so glad
Mhm.
you guys have that
Yeah,
because that's so
that
cool.
means a lot to me. Yeah,
Yeah, that's special. I'm
yeah.
glad you have that.
Mhm.
You'll have to show it me to me one day.
Oh, I will. I will. I'm afraid to wear it. I'm afraid I'll lose it.
Oh, I know, I can
Yeah.
totally feel that.
Yeah.
Like, it's, I'm like that with I have, one of my grandmother's rings, and I have one of my great aunt's rings still too, but I had one of her rings got stolen,
Mhm.
um, and I don't ever wear their rings,
Mhm.
um, because I'm just kind of like, and I don't wear any of their jewelry. I
Yeah.
just have it up, locked away, and,
Yes.
um, it's just protected.
Right. I know what you
So,
mean. Mine's put in a
so yeah.
safe spot too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like, maybe for a special occasion, I'll wear
Uh-huh.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, like, I always think too, I'm like, you can only wear so much jewelry at once.
Mhm.
And like, especially rings, like, so many rings are only gonna fit on certain fingers.
Mhm.
And you you can't have, like, a whole finger of rings.
Yeah. I don't wear much jewelry anyway. Mm,
I don't know anymore either. I
yeah.
can't wear earrings because, like, I guess I'm allergic to the nickel or something, I don't know,
Mm.
but so I have all these beautiful earrings, part of them are mom's, and I'm just like, well,
Yeah, my mom always wore earrings.
yeah.
She felt naked without her earrings. She would say,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
I need to put some earrings on." She would do that. It was cute.
What kinda earrings did your mom like?
Just all different kinds. Most of them were small little studs,
Mhm.
or she would wear little hoops or she would get, like, little holiday earrings, like little snowmen or whatever. She would have
Mhm.
the holiday stuff. She always just had cute little
Yeah.
earrings. Mhm.
That's funny. Like, it's my mom liked holiday stuff too. My
Uh-huh,
mom liked the dangly stuff, though.
uh-huh.
Um,
She
and I
didn't wear a
thought, like,
lot of
your
that.
mom would probably no. I was
No.
see, and I was like, I bet your mom were more kinda more like the short like the
Yeah.
smaller earrings that
Yeah.
are still very cute. But, yeah,
Uh-huh.
my mom was very big into big, dangly, like I
Mhm.
said, flamboyant.
That's cool, though.
It was. It showed off her personality,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know? But, yeah. Well,
Mhm.
that's cool, and I guess, did you get to keep a lot of her jewelry, or do you have it?
Yeah, I do. I've got most of it, I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we went through that stuff and I have most of it. So,
That's
mhm.
yeah, my dad I went through all of it, and then, um, my dad let my nieces, go through and pick out what they would want,
Mhm.
and, and then I still have a whole bunch left that because my mom had so much mainly earrings,
Mhm. Mhm.
mainly earrings. So I have a whole container of them that I haven't decided if I wanna keep or not because, again, I don't really wear
Yeah.
jewelry very much, like,
Yeah, I don't either.
especially earrings. I
Mhm.
don't know. It's hard to decide what to do with things
I know.
sometimes, like you said.
Yeah, it's hard to decide what to keep and not keep. Yeah.
Well, anything else you'd like to add?
Mm, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I guess we will end it here,
Okay.
and we'll record again, and we can't wait to talk with you guys again.
Yes, hopefully we'll be in person.
Yes. We're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on
We
it.
don't always get to, but
Yeah.
it's definitely we have all kinds of plans.
Yeah, I do. I always have the best of intentions and great plans, but, it doesn't always happen that way.
No, I'm the same way though.
But we'll do
So,
the best we can.
that's right.
Yeah,
So on to the next one.
sounds good.